Alright guys, welcome back. So, as you can see, holding the camera this time, got our case, got our low reverse piston, the brand new one. So, new piston, new seals, got that installed. Spring cage is in, snap rings on. New bushing is in the case, rear of the case. So, we come up to here. You're going to want to make sure your bearing's on. It will only go down one way. If you try to flip it over, it's going to be raised up a touch off of the back here. It won't sit flush down there. So, let's go ahead. Oh, and you're going to want to put, I use two different colors of assembly lube, the blue and the green. The blue is for, light tack, and the green is firm tack. So the green I use for bushings, and then the blue I use for installing pistons on the seals and stuff like that. So again, blue is light tack. That's good for lip seals and things of that nature. The green is for bushings and for tacking on your Torrington bearings. So we've already got some green lube down on the bottom there, some tacked on right there. See if I can do this one-handed here. There we go. And grab it, spin it. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright. Next piece is going to be our new rear planetary assembly. So again, that bearing, that inner lip, you want it facing out, and then just some green tack to hold it on there. I've already pre-lubed the all the needle bearings and the pinions, the planetaries. So now that that's in, we can come over here to our clutches, and right off the bat, you're going to want to put your wavy in. So if you can, I don't know if you can see that, but it is wavy. Now, there is a direction to these. See this tab right down there? That notch you want facing the right hand or the left hand side, and the more meatier part of the tab you want on the right hand side. So we need to flip that over. There we go. Now that notch is correct. And that's going to go down at the 6 o'clock position. So, let's see if I can do this one-handed. There we go. That identification tab is down there at the 6 o'clock position. Now, for our low and reverse clutches and steels. After your wavy always comes a steel. Now, there are two different types of steels. You have your solid and your slotted. These are called, I believe they're turbulator steels. And they're interchangeable. I prefer the turbulator steels. So, like I said, they have these notches in them. And what that does is it causes turbulence while that's rotating and not applied. And that turbulence keeps the parasitic drag down from the clutches dragging on the steels, and essentially it, saves gas mileage and stuff like that. I don't know. I like to use them, so that's why. Now, same thing with these steels. It's got the identification tab on it. You want to do it the same way as the wavy. So, let's see. There we go. So you got your steel. Clutches are all pre-soaked. Again, these are the Borg-Warner high energies. And it is a touch difficult one-handing this thing, but that's all right. Again, I've already done my clearance checks and everything, so I've already assembled all of this with the clutches dry and set all my clearances to what they need to be. Where are you going? Thank God this is all a clean surface. Okay. That's one thing about building these things. You usually put them together and take them apart a couple times just for, at least I do. Like I said, you set everything up, dry clutches. That way you can get your different thickness steels in if you need to adjust your clearances. You can also customize some clutches. A lot of cool stuff you can do. Oh, there you are, right there. But after you get all that set, definitely pull them out. Soak all of your clutches. For some people say just dip them, and then you're good to go. I like to do at least 5 to 10 minutes worth of soaking. Some clutches will soak up fluid for 5 minutes. Some clutches won't. My preference is the Borg Warner. I really like those clutches, especially in applications like this. Borg Warner is standard OE replacement when it comes to thicknesses and the tolerances that they do. I mean, it's really good stuff. My secondary choice for stock or just above stock applications would be Ray Bestis. Unless we're doing the Z-Pack, then that's definitely my first choice for the 3.4. But the rest I would have done Borg Warner. So there's that. Next, we're going to be putting this in. And not too sure how it's going to work one-handed, but we're going to give her hell. Let's see. Hold on, I might have to set you guys down for 1 sec. So, what you want to do is, you can see how that's nice and long. Doesn't have any teeth on it. So that long, smooth, flat spot is going to go right in there. So, let me set you guys down for a sec and get this in with 2 hands, and I'll be right back. Hold on. Alright, sorry guys. Before I put this in, forgot to mention your anti-clunk spring. You definitely do not want to forget this guy. So you're just going to want to put a little bit of green tack on it and then slip it down. It goes, I'm going to lay it on its side and then get my big fat hand out of the way. It goes right there in that location. And you just flip it up and push it down in. And then this will go on top of that. And then your snap ring. So just wanted to add that in there so I didn't forget to tell you guys. Alright, let me get this stuff in and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. So as you can see, got everything in. Let me see if I can... Sorry guys, trying to get some more light in there for you, but... Let's see. So, there's your anti-clunk spring. And when you do your snap ring, you want to start it right here. And then go around so the end of it ends right here. You never want your snap ring touching this part of the anti-clunk spring, or the inside touching it like that. It'll knock either the snap ring out, pull the clunk spring out. It causes all sorts of problems. So, again, let's see if I can one-hand this operation here. Come on now. Don't be rude. There we go. So, there's the proper installation. Let me see if I can find my little pointer chingaderas here. There's the beginning of your snap ring, just covering that part of the anti-clunk spring. Then it goes around. Here's the end of your snap ring, nowhere close to this part, but still past this lug on the case. So there you go. Now you also want to make sure that these notches right here fit inside of the notches on your rear planetary. And then after that's all said and done, you want to be able to take that and spin it like so. Now you're good. You can take our sun gear, test it, spins nicely. There we go. Then spin this case back around. If we go see if you guys can see this right here is where your steels and clutches are for your low and reverse. That is pretty much dead on where you want on your clearance. So if it's moving excessively, then definitely take it apart, redo it. They make 3 different thicknesses for the steels in both styles, the solid and turbulator steels. They also make, you can get different thicknesses on your clutches. You can also shave one side of a clutch off, shave one side of the other clutch off, mate them together. I mean, there's tons of different things you can do to make your clearance just right for any part where you have clutches at. And there should never be any reason why you can't get the clearance you're looking for out of any clutch pack. So now that we've got this far, let me see here. I'm gonna have to grab a few things and then I will be right back so we can continue on plugging away. So just give me a sec. Alright guys, let's continue on here. Got our new reaction shaft, got the bushings in. So we're going to go ahead and mate these two together. It is an extremely precise fit, so they're kind of a pain to get in sometimes. Take your time. Patience is key, especially with anything transmission. Patience is always key. Take your time. Don't rush. If you start rushing things, that's when you start messing things up or leaving things out. Just even the small things. You can make very easy little stupid mistakes just by rushing. And it's those little problems that will end up coming back to bite you. And now you're disassembling a whole unit with only 3,000 miles on it because you completely forgot about one little piece. So let's see here. So, oh shoot. Take this off. Give me a sec. I'm gonna need to go get a rag. Sorry guys. Alright, sorry guys, I'm back. So, here's everything together. Let's see. If this shaft came with a thrust washer, we would just automatically upgrade to the bearing style just because they are so much nicer. They take more abuse, they take more weight. It's just it's an all-around lot better piece, in my opinion. So, definitely want to pay attention to how these bearings go in. Each one of them goes in, each bearing goes in differently. So just definitely pay attention to that. One thing I did want to talk about, here's our new sun gear. Now, this bushing right here is a little bit wider than 2 standard bushings. And this is something, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but this is something we put in every unit. And this adds so much more strength, and this is one of the weak points where this rides in this transmission. Excuse me. Another weak point, of course, is the reaction shell. Again, we're going back with the Beast shell. We're not doing the Sonax because we don't need the hardened, lightened, and balanced shell. It's not something that crazy, so the Beast will do just fine. It's, in my opinion, they're just as good. I mean, Sonax is just a little bit better just because of the added stuff they give with you, that you get with it when you purchase the drum. You get a few hard parts, a couple little goodies, but other than that, the Beast is really it's great. So let's continue on. We're gonna need to move our case back up towards us again. And for any of you watching, if you guys like these videos and find them helpful, I'll start doing more of them. And at that point, I'll go ahead and buy another transmission stand so I can do more videos here. Can't really do them during the day, way too busy. And all the other stands that I have are taken up with other transmissions right now. So yeah, enough talking. Let me go ahead and get you into a different camera angle so you can see inside the case at what I'm doing. And oh yeah, I guess while we're staring at it, we'll talk about that. A lot of people do not do anything with this when they do a transmission. Please take out the linkage, the rooster column, your park lever. That all just slides right out. After you take the backing nut off, take this seal out and replace it. This is a major leak point in a lot of units, just for the sole fact that a lot of people I've seen, they'll build a unit and they do a pretty decent job doing it, but they'll fail to replace little things like this, and it drives me crazy. But there's that piece, I guess. I don't know. That's just me. I know a lot of people don't even take the time to replace it, but I don't know. I can't stand it. It's one of my pet peeves, I guess. Every single transmission we do, we replace every single piece, every consumable piece. Now, we also try to save as many hard parts as possible. So if a transmission does come in with broken hard parts, we usually have a pretty good back stock, and we can usually give the customer a pretty good price. So enough talking, let's get back to it. Let me get you a different camera angle so you can see what's going on. Alright, so got our sun gear in there, got all our bushings lubed up with the orange. Let's see if we can rotate this a bit. There we go. So we're going to take our sun shell, see if we can do this one-handed here. Take your sun shell and plop her on in. Now, you want it to get just like that. Beautiful. Look at that action. All right. And other way. Beautiful. All right. One more time just because it makes me happy. All right. Now we've got our... Oh, hey. Output shaft's getting a little happy. All right. So, got our reaction tube. Got our thrust bearing already on there. So, actually, it's just held down there by a little trans fluid. So what we're going to do is, of course, a little bit of green. Throw it on there. A little bit more. I've heard people say, oh, you shouldn't use, lube or whatever, only transmission fluid. Look I've been doing this for a long dang time, and assembly lube is your friend. Do not be afraid of it. Use it, love it. It is by far some of the best stuff that you could ever have. I mean, and then look at that. Keeps bearings from falling. Keeps surfaces lubricated and nice. It's all around good stuff. Okay, so now that that's in, your sun shell should still spin either way, just barely moving it. And then your whole reaction shaft and housing should be able to spin to the right. Hear that nice whine of that one-way roller, and then lock up. Lock up going that way, spin free going clockwise, lock up counterclockwise. So, and then again, sun shell should move either direction, doesn't matter. Now the next to go in is going to be our forward planet. So you want to make sure that all your bearings are nice and lubricated. So we'll go ahead and I need one of those like old school Tin Man oil cans. That would be freaking awesome. Okay. By the way, I never did find a rag. I guess that's what t-shirts are for, right? Okay, so now that that's good to go, again, your bearing is not going to fit that way. It's only going to fit that way. So, you see the inner lip, how it's coming up towards you? And if you flip it, the outer lip is coming up towards you. If you do outer lip up onto the bearing, or onto the pinion, planetary, sorry, tired, it's not going to work. It doesn't go down. But if you flip it over, inner lip going up, falls right into place. Good to go. All right. That falls down and in just like so. Nice and easy. And that should spin either direction. You know what? Oh, dang it. I am tired. I'm over here got it in backwards and stuff, showing you guys the wrong way to doing it. My bad, guys. It's like 1:30 in the morning right now, so. Alright, let's try this again, shall we? A little bit of tack on there. And then, there it is. There we go. And I was like, why does that sound so weird? It goes that way, not that way. Please forgive me. Like I said, it's extremely late or early, however you want to look at it. Late, early, late, whatever it is. Alright, beautiful. Alrighty, so I'm going to take a quick breather, go grab a drink, and need to, just relax for a sec, because I don't want to start making mistakes, because it is late. So, give me a sec, I'll go grab a drink, take a 5-minute break, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. So, sorry about that, just needed to take a quick breather and call it good. Now, what we need to do is get our output shaft installed. So, you just want to layer on down, take your output shaft, plug her on away. You want to give her an eyeball as you're going. There it is. Beauty. Now we can do the snap ring. Let me set you up so you can see that. Hold on. All right. This is about the best I can get it, guys. Sorry. So this is your snap ring that's going to go inside of there. Your kit, any quality kit, should always come with a new snap ring for the 4L60s all the way up through the 4L70s. Here, where's the lens? There we go. Here's the old snap ring. Now, you can put them like that, and you can see why you need to change these out. I don't know if you can see that, but this snap ring, see if I can get it to focus, wears out and stretches out. So that's why. All right, enough talking, back to it. Now another thing too, it's also beveled. So if you can catch that, one edge goes at an angle that way, this edge goes at an angle that way. You want to make sure you put that in the correct way, or you're really going to be fighting this thing and it's not going to be fun. So let's go ahead and do this and see if I can't get this snap ring to fly off somewhere. No. Darn it. It's one thing I usually do as well. I usually use a bungee cord while it's on a stand, and that way it holds the shaft in and keeps it from moving backwards like it just did. Beautiful. Okay. Let's go ahead and try this. Uno mas. One more time. All right. Oh, shut up. Look at that. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how that happened, but that hardly ever happens. I think I got it out on disassembly on pretty much the first go too. Let me get you off the stand real quick. There we go. Shoot, let me pause you so I can readjust. Okay, and we are back. We are vertical now. See if I can get this to lighten up at all. Okay, so now that the snap ring is indeed in, what we need to adjust the brightness there. So you should be able to grab your rear output shaft, turn that way. Beautiful. Everything's turning nicely. Locking counterclock, spinning clockwise. I guess it's all how you look at it from the front and the back, but locks, and then when you go this way, it actually takes the shell with it. And then we're good to go. Alright folks, I think that's where I'm going to call it for tonight. We'll pick back up tomorrow where we do the drum assembly. Those are already assembled obviously, but we'll install them. And then we'll get on to the valve body, which is already complete. There's some modifications and stuff that I do to the valve body, the separator plate, and to the pump. Some of it is not a secret at all. You can find it pretty much anywhere. Some shift kits actually come with those modifications now. There are other modifications that I do that not a lot of other people do that I know of. And it all depends on what the application is for. So, excuse me. I'm not going to show you, or I did not record the valve body assembly and the modifications or the pump modifications. Like I said, One reason is it's for this specific application. So I don't want you guys following along with what I did and thinking it's going to work like how this one's going to work. I don't know what vehicle you have, truck, car, I don't know the weight, horsepower, torque, all that comes into effect, what you're going to be doing with it. Daily driver, racing it around, and daily driver, upgraded, some horsepower and torque, but mostly towing. So it all depends. And that's one of the reasons why I do get a lot of work is for that. And just so far, knock on wood, every trans I've built has not gone out due to failure on my end. So, in fact, after this trans, we're going to be tearing apart a C6 that I did a couple years ago. Still completely perfect operation. It's just he's going to upgrade his motor to a lot more horsepower, so we've got to put in some beefier items so it can handle it. So that should be interesting to tear that down and see how well that held up after I built it a couple years ago. So, all right, folks, that's it for tonight. We'll pick back up tomorrow and finish this thing off. Thanks for watching, and let me know if I can do anything better, different on these videos. I don't even know if anybody's watching them, but hell, I'm posting them anyway. So, and if you need anything, transmission or engine wise, let me know. We can get you guys get the details, get you guys some prices, quotes, and some options. So that's it, and have a good night. All right, folks, bye.